Hello YouTubers, RogueMonkeyJr here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Anvil receiver. So for those of you who are newer to Apex Legends and don't know, the Anvil receiver was originally introduced into Apex Legends in Season 3 and then was removed at the start of Season 5, and now it is coming back for Season 8. Now what the Anvil receiver does is it allows the VK-47 Flatline and the R-301 to deal more damage in single fire mode at the cost of 2 rounds per bullet. So as you can see, both of these guns can equip the Anvil receiver. As I said, they are the only 2 weapons that can do so, and they tremendously increase the potential, the ranged potential of both of these weapons in my opinion. So if we talk about how much does it increase your damage by, for the VK-47 Flatline, without the Anvil receiver, if you're shooting it on full auto, you are doing 38 damage to the head, 19 to the body, and 14 to the legs. But if you put on this attachment or this hop up and you put it to single fire mode, which automatically activates the hop up, you are doing, let's go to this body here, 86 damage to the head, 43 to the body, and 39 damage to the legs. So in numbers, that means you're doing 2.26 times headshot damage, 2.26 times body shot damage, and 2.78 times leg damage. Now for the R-301, the damage multiplier is a little bit higher, so if you don't have the gun on single fire, you are doing 28 damage to the head, 14 to the body, and 11 to the legs. But if you put your weapon on single fire, you are now doing 70 damage to the head, 35 to the body, and 32 damage to the legs. So you can really see where this hop up places in the meta in Apex Legends. So for the R-301, you're doing 2.5 times headshot and body damage and 2.9 times leg damage. So basically you're turning these weapons, which are mostly, in my opinion, weapons that are suited for like medium range combat situation and even maybe a little bit closer range, you know, because the R-301 at longer ranges, you know, you're not doing very much damage and you do have that recoil to deal with. And with the Flatline, the recoil is even worse. So if we just look at the recoil pattern of the Flatline, let's say I'm just shooting at this target here and not controlling the recoil whatsoever, you can see that very quickly the recoil goes off target after 1 shot, and the Flatline is, you know, probably one of the most difficult guns recoil-wise to control. The R-301 a little bit better. You can control the recoil a little bit more, but still, you still have to control it. If not, you're going completely off target, and we're not even at that far of a range right now. We're at about 40 meters, but when you turn on or put your gun to single fire, you can quickly see how good this can be. Now, the trade-off is that you use 2 ammo per shot, but you're doing more damage per shot than if you would shoot 2 bullets in this mode right here, right? So even if it does cost 2 ammo, you're doing 2.5 times damage per shot, so you're doing 0.5 times more than you would if you shot 2 bullets without the Anvil receiver, basically. So you can quickly see how it can become quite a powerhouse and can get you some really good damage at range without sacrificing and, you know, being stuck with a single fire weapon the whole game, you know, because what I'd like to do is run something like the 30-30 repeater, but you have that 1 weapon slot which is only going to be single fire always. But if you pick up a 301 or a Flatline and something like an R99, then you have both weapons that have the potential to be fully automatic, but you also have a very good option at long range combat with the Flatline and the 301 having the Anvil receiver hop up. So if we back up all the way to, like, let's say about 90 meters, which, you know, isn't rare to get into engagements at this type of distance, and generally speaking, if you have a 301 and like something like an R99 or a shotgun, you're going to want to close that distance because you're not going to be doing a whole lot at range. But if you slap on the Anvil receiver, then it's a different story. You're going to be able to, like, what is that, like 6 shots, and I missed one. I just 6-shotted that target at 90 meters out with the 301. So you can really see the usefulness of the Anvil receiver. I used to use it a lot when it was still around in Season 3 and 4. I absolutely loved this attachment on the 301. The Flatline, I started getting warmed up to it and like the Flatline more and more, but the 301 is probably still my go-to choice. But it just gives you that option to engage targets at much longer ranges than you usually or typically would engage them if you didn't have the Anvil receiver on your weapons. So this attachment, this hop-up is definitely worth picking up if you see it, and definitely worth thinking about swapping your gun over to single fire when you're at those longer engagement distances, and maybe your teammates both have sniper rifles. You can still be useful at those ranges because you have the Anvil receiver. But I just wanted to make a short little video talking about the Anvil receiver for those of you who haven't been around that long in Apex Legends, just to give you an idea of the potential of this hop-up to allow you to get, as I said, those engagement distances. But anyways, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.